Now, when it comes to my Jets, that was obviously a frustrating game for us. Um, not the best weather conditions, but plenty of opportunities to win that game. Defense, I felt like played great, minus the one play that they had for a long touchdown. We shut them down in the second half, and I think they only scored on a safety in the second half. So offensively, we got to find a way to score points.
Hey, they're coming for him. Hey, they're calling for Zack. It's getting lot. Joe Namath was on the Michael K. Show, New York ESPN Radio.
That's right.
Yep.
Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Long time.
Voice of the Yankees.
Voice of the Yankees, Yes Network, I believe.
Yep.
He was on there. He was talking to Joe Namath, and Joe was like, get him out. Can't take it. And then he said, anybody in the locker room, if it's a harmony, if there's harmony in the locker room, get them out too. There needs to be people that aren't happy with what's going on in the locker room, and Zach Wilson needs to go. It's getting loud. It's been like that for the last couple of years. Remember, you were supposed to come in and be the mentor to Zach Wilson and make him hopefully a professional quarterback. It's kind of how fans were viewing this entire thing. What do you say to Zach in a moment like this, and how does he keep all that noise out and still try to find the confidence to be a better quarterback that the New York Jets need, you think?
Well, you got to find a way to block some of that out. I mean, obviously, you're going to hear about it, or somebody's going to text you something, and you might see some or a conversation about it. But when you're riding high, you can't get into it too much. It's like when the whole world feels like it's crashing down, and you can't get too wrapped up in that. Listen, the team was 1-2 last year, and went on a really good run and turned things around, and came to Lambeau and beat the hell out of us, and obviously struggled down the stretch, but. This is what teams have to go through. There's adversity points in every season. This year it's happening early, and people are coming for us. And there's some heated conversations on the sideline and different things. I think we need to hold our poise a little bit better across, really just offensively. We need to not have some of those things happen on the sideline, and to be a little better, and to be a little. Just be a little better competitors. We need to understand this is part of it. And it's not always going to be pretty. The most important thing is winning. You saw what happened in Green Bay. They were down 17-0 and came back and won that game, an ugly game, 18-17. It doesn't fucking matter. It's like you win the game. That's the most important thing. However, you got to get it done. So, there's been, I think, too many little side conversations, and we just need to grow up a little bit on offense and lock in and do our jobs, everybody, and not point fingers at each other. And that's everybody. We don't point fingers at the coaching staff. Don't point fingers at each other. Just get back to work and get the job done. It sucks not being there. It's tough. It's really hard. I miss the guys. Miss the leadership opportunity. Miss balling, competing. Feel like if I was there, some of those things wouldn't be happening. Not sure we'd be 3-0. I don't know that. I'd like to think. There's a possibility of that, but it's more the side stuff that I don't like, and that I want to see us stick together through the tough times. I said it to him, in preseason. Our toughest task is handling success, and that's whether we're having success or not having success. It doesn't mean you're winning all the time and you got to handle it the right way. It's when we're not having success, how do we respond? How do we respond in adversity? And that goes for our fan base and former players as well. You're not helping the cause. You're not helping the cause.
Fireman Ed was in his car. He was pissed.
So mad.
He was so mad. It took him an hour. He's too emotional. He couldn't record a video for an hour.
Go
ahead.
I understand. We have to understand the importance of manifestation and what we're putting out in the world. We also have to be realistic as well. We're not living in this rose-colored glasses world either. We're 1-2. Been a couple rough ones. Defense, we played good enough to win that game for sure. That's a game we got to win at home. Defense giving up 13 points, we got to win that game, no doubt about it. But let's stay behind our guys. Let's support our guys. Let's support the boys on the field. Let's stick with our guys, and let's have a little belief, because as we saw this weekend, anybody can beat anybody. And I've already seen, we're almost double-digit underdogs at home against Kansas City, and they're coming off a beat down in Chicago and blah, blah, blah. But,
Taylor,
it's a home game. It's Sunday Night Football. It's an opportunity for us to go out there and show what we're all about. And I think it's going to be a great opportunity for our boys. And I'd like to see everybody stick together, our fan base, our former players, and our current players, because Too much negativity, and the world is crashing down after 3 weeks. It's a long season, a lot of time, a lot of things that can happen. So let's just take a couple breaths. Okay, I'm not going to say we need to relax, but let's take a couple breaths. All right, and then let's, it's going to be some fun things on Sunday, I think.
Jets fans are going to say, you don't know, Aaron. You just got here. You don't get it. This is what Jets fans have had to deal with for a long time. But I appreciate the fact that you're saying, hey, we need to come together. Mm-hmm. Jets on me. Jets on 3. 1, 2, 3. Jets. All right. I think fans did it at home, too. Yep. Joe Namath won on the Michael Kay Show, which is a sports show in New York. You remember, New York sports shows, king.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they are absolute king.
Still? Still?
I don't know. I'm from Pittsburgh. I haven't heard of any of these people, but they run sports radio for a long time. A lot of humans around, I guess, in the area. So they own it. Big market, biggest brains too. They all have the biggest brains. Michael Kay, anyways, legend. Been around a long time. Mm-hmm. Show's been around a long time. Had Joe Namath on. Joe Namath started chit-chatting about what he would do to the New York Jets at this point of the season. And I got to meet Joe down in Alabama.
Oh, yeah?
80 years old, still.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sharp as a tack.
Still got it. Here's Joe with Michael Kay Show.
How can a coach say the locker room's together? How many teams have we been on? Are you telling me there aren't some cats on the defensive side saying, whoa, man, what's wrong with you? There's not all harmony in the locker room. And if there is, they need to get rid of the people. You got to get people in there that are competitors and want to fight
if there
to
is
win.
Harmony.
These guys don't have to be in love with each other. And if they're saying they're in love with each other, they're BSing you. And you got to get rid of them, top to bottom.
What would you if somebody handed you Zach Wilson and said, "Okay, Joe,
that's
make
Michael
him
Kay.
better"? What would you do?
That's Kurt Schilling.
Send him to Kansas City to back up against somebody like Mahomes. Maybe he'd learn something. I wouldn't keep him. I've seen enough of Zach Wilson. All right, I've seen enough. Has quick feet, can throw a little bit, but I don't believe what's going on up there.
So I appreciate everything that Joe Namath said. Joe said there, if there's harmony in the locker room right now and everybody's just okay with what's going on, need a new locker room, okay? Because some people in there need to be a little bit upset about how this whole thing's going, even without Aaron Rodgers. And then he starts talking about Zach Wilson, about how he doesn't believe anything for him. Instead, take him to the Chiefs, let him go watch a quarterback, which I think was what was supposed to happen with Aaron Rodgers this year. Yeah. And it obviously gets cut short because he has to go and get his Achilles done in California. After 4 plays, I just can't. 4 plays into the season, everything they built up in the story and what it was supposed to be kind of just disappears quickly. But with what he said about Zach Wilson, how do you feel about that, Darius? I believe you've been watching his film for the last few years. You've had a pretty similar take on him. Is he fixable? And how do you feel about the Jets and what they got going on?
I mean, it's tough. Coaches can do everything to put you in position, but you got to have between the ears, and that's every position, especially quarterback. Like, you can't second guess yourself. You got to anticipate things. And talent, everybody has talent. Kid got drafted number 2 overall. Of course, he's talented, but like Joe said, he doesn't believe in what's going on upstairs. And Joe, Joe's seen enough. Look, he's been around ball a long time. You talk to him on game day, even with college ball, he was sharp. He was on point. So he's not BSing with what he's seeing. And I feel like I agree with him as far as the locker room. Like, you're going into week 4, week 3. Obviously, we know what happened with A-Rod and the expectations coming into the year. And, that first game, hey, we're gonna rally with you. You win it. Second game, third, it's like, all right, this guy's not getting any better. When you have a quarterback, and I was fortunate throughout my career to have some good quarterbacks, so most of the times we ran out of that tunnel, we felt like we had a good chance to win that game. When you don't have that, that just takes the wins out of everybody's sail, man. So it's tough, especially with a talented defense like that. Garrett Wilson now, you hear him kind of expressing himself like, look, I'm in the prime of my career. Essentially, I'm a great receiver, and I'm not being able to showcase that. So it's tough. And I think Joe's right on point with what he's saying.
I think a lot of people agree with Joe. That's why the quotes are getting blown everywhere, because people are like, right?
Yeah.
Right? Right?